It's a difficult loss. We gave up too many points tonight. They had a good strategy to bring Yusufa away from the basket, and with Harper at the 5, it was difficult for us to defend them. So they made a lot of wide open threes and a lot of uncontested shots. And the best way to lose is give up layups and three-pointers, and that's what we did. We don't give up a lot of points, especially at home, but today we gave up 92, and that's uncharacteristic of our team.
How do you explain?
Basically we didn't stop the ball, and when we did, they swung it, and we didn't rotate fast enough. And when we with slow rotations and the type of shooters they had out on the floor, they were making three-pointers. Everything was a step slow today, especially in the first half.
They started with a zone defense. How surprised were you with this?
A lot of teams don't play zone in France, so it was surprising. But we are prepared for everything. So we just started slow, and unfortunately for us, they started fast, and we gave them confidence early, and that confidence kept growing, and they didn't miss a lot of shots today.
You still almost came back from down 18, I think. Do you think do you keep anything positive from?
Every game has some good things and bad things. You can take away from it. There's not a lot of good we can take from it, but there's some things we learned that we can play different ways today, and we learned that if we turn up the pressure a little bit more, that we can affect some teams offensive if we turn up the pressure. So we learned something today. Unfortunately, it was in a loss.
Do you think you were affected by the absence of Will?
We're affected by the absence of like everybody. We're used to things a certain way, and when things aren't going that way, Terry missed all week of practice. Will's out for we don't know how long, and I'm not used to playing a 5. So things of that nature. Terry didn't play a lot because he missed all week, and we just wasn't used to playing how we played today. But that's not an excuse for not playing defense and not rotating fast enough and not doing the things that we know we were supposed to do.
Is that a warning for?
It's one game. If you take the Toulon game, then we would be last place. So you can't. You take what you take. We lost. We shouldn't have, and we move on. If you sit here and say, "Oh, this is the biggest loss of the season," blah 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 blah, and then now you're gonna make it bigger than it is. It's a loss. We shouldn't have lost, but we're gonna grow for it. We're gonna be a better team for it, and hopefully we make some strides forward.
You're now 2 games shy from the first 2 positions of the league, of the standings. Do you think that's too much now, or do you keep?
They still have to play each other, and we still play Strasbourg, and we have the tiebreaker over both of them. So all we have to do is tie them. We don't have to beat either team. If we beat Strasbourg and one of them lose to each other, we're right in the mix. So it's a goal, but it's not the end of the world if we're not first place. The goal is to make it to the playoffs with home court, and anything can happen here in France. So you just want to get in the playoffs with home court and let the chips fall where they may.
Lose 2 times against Asvel, an opponent that you can face in the playoff. Is that something that's bother you, or?
No, we lost 2 times to Chalon. And they may not see the playoffs, and so it's not about them. It's about us. It's about the things that we need to correct. We weren't ready for it with Yusufa at the 5, and they really it disturbed us, and we weren't ready for it. And that's something that we're going to have to work on. But we can't take away from what they did. They made shots, they passed the ball, they shared the ball, and they did everything that they needed to do. We just didn't stop them.
Can you talk a little about how Yusufa is developing his game?
He's making huge strides from the player he was when I was here 2 years ago into the player he is now. He's a threat offensively, and then you can see they went zone because he's a threat if you play him one-on-one. When he got the ball in the post, they helped a lot. And so as you can see, the way teams are guarding him, he's a threat. And now he's growing into one of the best players in France, and he may be one of the premier centers in Europe if you get around better players and better situations. So you never know. Not saying we're sorry, but the higher you go, the less they ask you to do. So it's going to be easier for him if he goes, EuroLeague or Euro Cup, et cetera, because he's going to ask him to do less, and which him is, I think it'll be easier for him.
Thanks a lot.